Infiniti has been making really good looking vehicles, and we're a little bit skeptical, but interested in what they're doing now with the Infiniti QX55.
Yeah, widening their vehicle bases here, so check out all the details on this episode.
So in current state, Infiniti's SUV line, whether it's a crossover or just a beast of an SUV, you're dealing with is the QX30, QX50, QX60, and the QX80. So all the ways from like what can be considered a hatchback all the way up to a space shuttle. But what we're talking about in this video is the QX55, which could be similar in comparison to like a X4 or even a GLC class coupe.
Or maybe even a non-electric Mach-E.
Yeah, especially with the look on the front and everything. And like we've talked about in other videos, we've talked about even the Q60 and the coupe that they sell. This is a really good looking vehicle. Infiniti makes really good looking vehicles. The paint that they use on their cars, I think, is one of the best, if not the best, in the car game.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is interesting because, you know, we've seen a lot more people going into the SUV market, but not as many going into, it's like a coupe type SUV. The only other ones I can think of that have really been harping on it of recent is when Porsche redesigned the Cayenne and they made a Cayenne coupe. And as well as we've already mentioned, the GLC coupe, as well as the X4 and even the X6, where you have these, most people, it's like either you love them or you hate them, because you either really love the fact that it's got a sporty design, or you really hate the fact that it has a sporty design in an SUV.
I'm glad you say that. If you're watching this video, you probably see me doing this last 30 seconds. I'm holding it in because I hate the term coupe associated with anything that has more than two doors, especially an SUV. I hate it.
Yeah.
I like the look of the vehicles, but I hate it.
It's like we've moved away from the traditional term of a coupe has been like there's no essentially three pillar car. Mm-hmm. So it's like A, B, and C pillar. Mm-hmm. We're looking at more of an A and a B pillar. But it's sort of turned more into a slang term to, oh, my car has sloping roof lines, so now I have a coupe. I mean, you guys know that I drive my Volkswagen CC that actually stands for Comfort Coupe. And it does have an A, B, and C pillar. So
it is in fact not a coupe, but coupe.
Yeah, so it's more of a European standard versus an American standard on coupe. But this QX55, really excited about it because the QX50 itself is a really nice car. Mm. We're also expecting later this year is the QX60 redesign as well. And I think, you know, most people that are buying Infinitis already, they already know great interior quality, really nice, good looking cuts on the car, and the paints look good. Everything about those cars looks really good. It's very modern too. I think they're one of the few that was earlier on when they redesigned the Q50, the sedan in the mid 2010s, around 2015. I think they were already ahead of the game on where most car brands were on their cars. Because then if you look at the 2018 Q50, that's similar to what we're looking at with this QX55. So I think this is a really awesome time for Infiniti buyers. I think if you were thinking to yourself, I really like my QX50, but I want it to have a more sporty look to it, but similar features, this is a route for you.
Yeah, and we keep talking about how they have a really nice interior quality. I don't think Infiniti gets as much love as they should.
No.
Every time we go to the Houston Auto Show, we make a beeline to the Infiniti. Like, let's go check out the new stuff and go sit in these vehicles, the Q50s and like all the new ones.
Q60s, everything about them.
Yeah, so this vehicle is supposed to arrive in dealerships in April. Mm-hmm. We'll see, because everything has been backed up. Some of you talked about in the comments how literally everything has been delayed, not just from 2020, but even carried over into 2021. Right. We're seeing production delays. If it's not a vehicle delay, it's like with the F-150, we don't have the right chip for it. So like all this wild stuff. So we'll see, but hopefully we do see it come in April. But not just the QX55, but even they're bringing out the updated QX60. Infiniti's doing a lot of stuff to kind of add into their current lineup. And as much as I already said, I hate the term coupe associated with anything more than two doors. I love the look of this vehicle. It definitely is more sporty, which I think is what they're using that word for, is what we said. So I like the sporty look of this QX55.
Yeah, and there's no mention of it actually going to be using that twin turbo V6 that they use in their sedans. But I do think that would be the next step, is to grab some more of those customers that do buy the AMG versions of Mercedes and the M Performance, and even you can get an X4 40i type vehicle, where X4M, where you can get a much faster version of that car.
Yeah.
But what's good to note here is, if you guys are wondering, and why Jacob brought up that Infiniti doesn't get enough love, is Infiniti actually, because of that, gets the benefit of it, is their price tag starts at a lower starting point than its competitors, because every competitor that is in their market is above 50 grand, and the Infinitis start in the mid 40 to high 40,000s at MSRP. So after dealer discounts, you're honestly looking at a mid to lower $40,000 car, versus a Mercedes, you're looking at right around the low 50s and even the high 40s. So I mean, similar car. And other things to note, you know, the QX55 will come standard with an all-wheel drive, as well as a lot of other great features, between, you know, adaptive cruise control, lane assist. You even have a Wi-Fi hotspot. You'll have
360 camera.
Yeah,
I think that's a really cool feature that a lot of vehicles are implementing. But yeah, I mean, this vehicle is supposed to start, Josh said, like high 40s, but if you get it after dealer discounts or stuff like that, it's going to be a pretty affordable vehicle. And even the lowest trim you can get on luxury vehicles like this is still really nice.
Yeah.
It's just, the higher you go, you get all like the crazy fancier stuff. And I mean, I want to circle back to what Josh mentioned earlier about competing with like the AMGs and the M Series SUVs. I think that'd be awesome. Like, next step for Infiniti is to have some type of sport line. Like, yeah, we got the cool Q50 can come with the twin turbo V6, and like the Q60 is like
the Red Sport 400.
Oh yeah, they need something. So maybe Red Sport will just be their M Series or their AMG. Like, that'd be cool. You know, Red Sport QX55. We put a twin turbo V6 into that thing.
And they've tried it in the past. Like, they've put the S next to a QX50. But I don't really know if that really did anything.
Yeah.
I'd love to just see more. I think they're doing great. They're 90% of the way there. The cars look good, great interior quality. I love the seats. I love the tech that it offers. But my next thing I want out of them is that maybe they're the car that can make cool exhaust notes. Some of those other things that can then grab some more of those German brand customers. I think that would be the pinnacle of where Infiniti needs to go. But if you are someone out there looking at a pretty fast SUV, as Jacob hates, a performance SUV, or even some of these more athletic type SUVs, definitely let us know in the comment section below, and be on the lookout at Infiniti dealerships here in April. That's what we've looked up and we've learned. But yeah, let us know in the comment section. We also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below, hit the like button, and make sure you guys have the bell on so you guys are up to date with what we're doing here on the channel.
Yeah, so Infiniti, if you're watching this, great vehicles, marketing department, give me a call. We got to talk and work some things out about the marketing strategy, but that'll wrap up this episode of Gearheads.